You can't vote for you. You missed the belt loop.
Did I miss the belt loop?
Yeah.
Well, I had to rush out of your mom's house, so. First off, we ready?
We gotta break something.
We ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. So, when I first heard of Phi Delta Theta and the frat scene, I was pretty intrigued because I heard, it's about slamming brewskis with your bros and, hitting up with dimes and that kind of stuff. Here you go. Take that around. But one day there's going to come a time in my life when I'm sitting in my lazy chair and then I'm watching this show about how Abraham Lincoln was the tyrant, John Wilkes Booth was the hero. And I'm sitting there and, there's just going to be this 4 or 5-year-old curly-headed blonde little girl. She's going to run up to my chair and she's going to say, "Dad, how do you know so much? How did you become a man? Like, where did you learn to be a dad? Where did you learn to be a man? Where did this all come from?" And I'm going to turn the TV off. I'm going to put her up in my lap. And I'm going to look at her. And you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, "Let me tell you a story here, sweetheart. I'm going to tell you a story about a time I went to a desolate land full of no morals and no respect for anything. It was in the heart of Indianapolis.
What are you talking about?
And one day, I had to give a speech about apples in business communication class. And there's this gentleman who came up to me afterwards and he handed me a piece of paper and he said, "Look, son, I'm in a league of extraordinary gentlemen." And he said, "You're the kind of guy I want to be a part of what I'm a part of." He said, "Come meet with me." So I started hanging out with these guys. And then one day, sweetheart, there's this knight, Sir Finter. He called me and said, "Let's go on a quest. Let's go on an adventure. Let's go get this table from my house and bring it to my castle." I said, "Okay." We did this grand adventure and I came back and we met with Babcock the Bard. We sung songs and we celebrated. And it was wonderful. And I was just like, these are the kind of guys I want to be a part of. These are the kind of people that I like to hang with. And then one day there's this evil witch who stole my heart. And I called Mr. Duxbury and he put me back together and he set me straight. And I figured out these are the kind of guys I want to hang out with. Because greatness, gentlemen, is in our motto. It says, "Become the greatest version of yourself." And although these may look like little things, greatness is doing the little things every single day. Every moment that you're alive, you want to become great. Because, gentlemen, there's going to come a time in your life when you're going to be a loving, loyal husband, a father, a brother, a coach, a mentor. You're going to be somebody to someday, and they're going to look at you with either younger or older eyes, and they're going to say, "You need to help me. You need to be there for me. You need to show me what it's like to be a man." And that's what we're doing here, gentlemen. We're creating men from boys. This is the purpose of this organization, and that's what you're supposed to do. God. You know what? What we're doing here is we're setting precedents for all the other Phi Delts that are ever going to grace these halls. Ever. They're going to look at you guys and say, what was their legacy? Because I believe a man dies twice. He dies once when his body dies, and he dies a second time when the last good thing is said about him. What's your legacy going to be? What are we doing here, and how are we going to set this up? Because I want to make it pretty damn clear. When I take that little girl back to bed and I set her down and put the covers over her, I say a prayer with her. I want her to know, no matter where she is or who she's sleeping with, her father is always going to love her, because there was a time in my life when I realized I love something more than I love myself. I love each and every single one of you and the decisions we're making to make this a better place. I love each and every single one of you more than I love myself. And what we're doing here, gentlemen, is we're making men. Because when I converse with each one of you, I'm talking with world leaders, I'm talking with leaders of this country, and I'm talking with leaders of this motherfucking chapter.
Oh my God.
And that's what we need here, gentlemen. Because what we are, you can't ask average people to be phenomenal. Hell, you can't even ask great people to be phenomenal. You are phenomenal. And you're going to attract phenomenal people. And as your risk management chair, I'm going to get absolutely as rowdy as possible and it still be in the good book. And I'm going to let you gentlemen get there with me. Let me lead you right here. Because I may have never slammed a brewski. I may have never destroyed a blonde dime. But what I am is I am a frat star. I'm the American Zeus. And you guys are my brothers. Phi's for life.
Yeah!
Now y'all need to deliberate.
We just deliberated. We